So there's a couple things that is going to potentially short circuit your motivation. One is you just set too much stuff on your plate. Yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this because I can't wait to get started and I want to work on all these things and I just want to get really motivated and go for it. And your mind gets exhausted and says, we can't be starting a business and acing our classes and writing a book and training to be in really good shape. It's just too many things. And the energy involved in trying to keep up with these things is too much, and it just seems intractable, and forget it. Motivation is gone. The other type of issue that happens here is your mind, you maybe have one or two things. It's not the quantity, but your mind doesn't trust your plan for execution. You're like, yeah, I want to look like Thor. But all you're doing is sort of just randomly going to the gym and sort of lifting weights. And your mind's like, you don't know this is not going to lead to Thor. We're just doing random stuff. Or you say, I want to be a famous writer, and you're sort of writing every day. And your mind says, this is not how this works. We're writing kind of random stuff or with no guidance, no structure. What's going to happen with this? We're not going to become a famous writer doing this. So once your initial just general excitement about being a writer dies off, we're going to withhold motivation. And then you're going to find yourself falling off. So being careful about how you choose what you work on, a reasonable load, and then study what you work on and make sure that your plan for approaching it is evidence-based and logical, that your mind will trust, yeah, we're going to get results with what we're doing. And to get there, especially if you're young, might mean bringing your ambition down and aiming at a much closer milestone. So it's not, I want the Pulitzer Prize. It's, I want to be a regular contributor to the college magazine. So you bring it down to a more proximate goal. You have a plan to get there that your mind trusts. So the choice of things matter if you want to have your motivation be sustained. All right, the second big category here comes to that mindset we talked about earlier during the deep dive earlier in the show. Does your mind think of yourself as someone who is able to handle and stick with internally motivated goals? It sounds like right now, no. So when I get going, I'm reading you here, I'm very productive and intentional, and then it sort of falls off and I become a slob. If I had to guess, this productivity and intentionality might be aimed in part at externally powered goals. You're working because you're very motivated about some particular outcome. You got yourself excited about it watching YouTube videos or reading something, and something captured you and got your attention going. And that's what's motivating you to do the work, to return to the books, to return to putting in effort. And when that external power begins to dissipate, then social media, TV comes back. So seeing yourself instead as someone who finds pride in sticking with internally powered goals, you're going to have less ups and downs. How do you do that? I'd go back to the deep life stack. I would start with the discipline layer. I would choose 2 to 3 daily disciplines covering a couple different areas in your life that are non-trivial but are also tractable, and start marking on a sheet, on a time block planner, on a calendar, on your wall, wherever you want to do it. Did I do each of these each day? And really do that for a whole semester. Then return to, okay, what's my more ambitious goals for what I want to do with my time? You will find that it is easier to stick with it. Your mind is much more comfortable with, we believe in this. These are carefully chosen. We stick with things even when they're hard.